Okay, getting up on the roof here at Shahid and Ziamana's house on Pineda Crossing. I made some notes up on the roof for you guys. That way you get to hear and see everything that I find and get a kind of a brief description of about your roof and how we're going to redo your roof correctly when the time comes. So before I even get off the ladder, I have 3 reminder arrows to talk about. So the first one's about the gutters. So the gutters are pretty banged up. All the spikes are all loosened up. So I think it's definitely time to just bite the bullet and allow us to remove and to dispose of these gutters. I have a plan to get you the new gutters, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The next one is the drip edge. So we're going to replace this white flashing with your new roof that comes with it. And then the third arrow, even though this side's not bad, wait till I show you the other sides. The gutters are literally packed full halfway up with all the granules that have come off the roof and have landed in the gutters like that, but just a lot more. All in all, I would give your roof, in the condition that it's in, very high marks. It's very stable to walk on. There's really no lifted up shingles to find, but like I said, the granules are the big thing for your roof. As you can see, there's literally no granules left in some of the areas, and the granules are the sunblock for your house. When you lose the granules, all the protective chemicals inside the asphalt shingles start to leach out, and then the shingles start to become extraordinarily brittle, just like saltine crackers. And that's exactly what's happening to this roof here. So in the event of a, well, forget hurricane, anything like a tropical storm or more, these shingles are just going to start to crack and then fly off with high winds. So that's definitely why you need to get a new roof sooner rather than later. We're going to replace the attic ridge vents with the new super low profile ridge vents that have the shingles on top. It will look a lot better. Won't kind of like jump out so much. We're going to reboot all the gas vents. We're going to replace all the gooseneck style vents, replace all the bathroom vents. I walked all the valleys and they seem very stable. We're going to replace the flashing in the valleys as well. Coming over here, that's my reminder arrow to look at the gutters. See how all the gutters are just packed full of the granules. If there were to be any bad or rotted wood, it's probably going to be where the water cascades off of the high roof and then water falls on down to the lower roof. It seems relatively stable, but sometimes you just don't know until you start peeling the layers back. To that point, you get 2 free sheets of plywood with your new roof. Okay, and then on page 2 of the estimate, it has every piece of wood imaginable and what it would cost to replace it. Not that we probably need to, but the information is there. And then this side is where all the action is. So you have solar pool panels, you have the photovoltaic panels. Really, your only homework assignment before your new roof comes is to call the photovoltaic company, and their job is going to gently remove and safely store these panels and brackets until your new roof can go on. And likewise with your solar pool company as well too. So if you have any warranty that remains, it's super important that the companies who installed it remove and safely store and then replace when the time comes. You have 3 2x2 skylights. I highly recommend that they be replaced. They're cloudy. There's condensation on the inside, so that's really a given, and they're really not that expensive. And then probably lastly, you do obviously have a chimney, and this little pyramid here is called a cricket or a diverter. So it's super important that that's redone correctly to keep that water moving away from the chimney so it doesn't crash into it. Right, get that water moving away from the house. So we'll obviously do that over and correctly. And then last little bit I want to talk about is how we're going to do your roof correctly. So forgive my metal example here. I didn't see anywhere that you're interested in metal, but really it's not the top layer that's so important. It's all the layers underneath that I wanted to talk about. And so if you would imagine this with me, we're going to remove all the shingles, get down to the bare plywood roof. We've already talked about potentially if there's any bad wood, what we're going to do, we're going to replace. There's 2 new building codes that have come into effect. The first one says re-nail the roof, the plywood, to the roof trusses. It used to be every 12 inches and now it's 6 inches. We go every 4 to 5 inches. So we're going to triple the number of nails holding your plywood to your roof trusses. And then the really important one also is the waterproof barrier. Maybe you've heard of the term peel and stick. We're going to cover every inch of this bare plywood roof with this rubberized waterproof, super sticky material. Once that stuff touches wood, you literally can't pull it off. So in the event that well, it's not a question of if, but when we have a hurricane, and if you do sustain any type of damage, at least it's not going to allow the water to get inside your house, even if some shingles blow off. Okay, and then we're going to put your 30-year shingles on top of that. Typically we only use 2, which are the 2 best, and I don't really hold any allegiance to either one. They're both very well. Certainty Landmark series shingles, and then we have the Owens Corning Duration series shingles. Okay, so I'm just going to try and keep that brief, and that way you have a better idea about how we're going to do your roof. The only other thing I can think of real quick is if hypothetically, if you signed up today, let's say, then we would be here in about 4 weeks to put your new roof on. And then I'd like to also mention that when we do get here, we stay here on your job. We don't start your job and then disappear for a month and then come back. It will take 5 days to do this roof. So 2 days of the prep, like we just talked about, removing all the shingles, getting down to the bare plywood roof, re-nail the roof to code, waterproof barrier. The 3rd day is the Brevard County inspection day. Okay, that's called dry-in. And then 2 days, maybe even a 3rd day extra to put your new roof back on. So 5 or 6 days in total. And that's it. That's all I can think of for right now. So I look forward to getting down and talking to Zamana and meeting Shahid soon. Thanks.